In order to tell you how Jesus has changed my life, I feel like I need to give you a little history. So just to let you know, when I was growing up, I was not in church as a child. Occasionally went with my granddad. But when I was in my teenage years, my family got involved in church, and I went to church then and was pretty faithful with going, and even had walked down the aisle and made a commitment. But I don't know that I was really saved at that point. I got married quickly out of high school. I had two beautiful girls, and I still couldn't find the peace that I felt like I needed, or the happiness, or whatever it was I was looking for. I kept thinking there has to be more to life than this. So unfortunately, 9.5 years into that marriage, I found myself divorced. And that's not a good place to be in. And I quickly remarried again for the second time. I give praise to God because that one lasted 32.5 years. And I know it's because of Him that He blessed me with that opportunity. I still had an emptiness inside, still going about daily, and still couldn't figure out what was going on. And about 9 years into my marriage, one night in the bed, God just came to me in a very real way and asked me, or said to me, "Debra, you're just not doing what you need to be doing." And I totally came to a point of submission to Him at that point. I knew that I was not living for Christ, and so I gave my heart to Him that night, just laying there in my bed, and totally committed to follow Him and do the things that He called me to do, whatever that is. When you have peace in your heart, you can do things that you don't think you can do. Happiness is something based on right happenings, and I think I was looking for happiness. But what I found when I asked Jesus to come into my heart was peace and joy. And joy comes in many stages. Some people wonder how you can have joy in suffering, but you can have joy in suffering. You can have joy in serving, in believing, and in giving. Joy in suffering for me was losing a father at a very young age, a brother to alcoholism, a husband 2.5 years ago, a stepfather 8 months after that. But through all of that, there is still joy when Jesus lives in your heart. So serving others is a great thing that gives you joy, and that's one of my gifts, and I really enjoy serving others and believing that He is going to transform my life and make me into His likeness one day. When I live with Him in heaven, that gives me great joy. Giving to the Lord also gives me great joy. Peace that comes from God is transcended in ways that you can't even understand. I can't even describe it, how peaceful it is when you actually have Jesus living in your heart. So I still follow God because of that peace. Philippians 4:4 tells me that I should rejoice always. I should let my gentleness be known to others. The Lord is always near me, and I'm not to worry about anything. And because of that, I have peace. But by prayer or worshiping God, making petitions to God, then that peace continues to stay with me. His peace surpasses any understanding. It guards my heart and my mind. It also tells us in Philippians that if we think on the things that are true and right and pure and noble and lovely, admirable and excellent, that we will have contentment and peace. And so I try daily to make those focuses in my life. I'll leave you with two favorite verses of mine, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And Philippians 4:19. My God will supply all your needs according to His greatest riches in Christ Jesus. I hope today you will experience the peace that comes from Jesus Christ.